This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 7, verse 42. It says, He answered me and said, This present life is not the end where much glory doth abide. Therefore have they prayed for the weak. But the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of the immortality for it to come, wherein corruption is past, and temperance is at an end, and fidelity is cut off, righteousness is grown, and truth is sprung up. Then no man shall be able to save him that is destroyed, nor to oppress him that have gotten the victory. Shalom, shalom. Before I begin this lesson, all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishop, and elders, a great millstone that rule well, and peace and blessing be multiplied on all you brethren, teaching this word in all sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect out there. It's the brother Dama Agabar here with another lesson, Lord willing to edify through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. All right. And as it tells you in the 33rd chapter of 2nd Ezra, the 7th chapter, that the day of doom shall be the end of this time. All right. Because ultimately, why? Because ultimately, let me get this. It's the 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 8. Now I'm gonna read up verse 2nd Ezra 6 and 7. Let me see. I'll start here at 6. It says, Then did I consider these things, and they were all made through me alone, and through none other. By me also shall they be ended, and by none other. Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob held first the hill of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, you see. And that's why, Esau is the end of the world, and that's why the day of doom is going to be the end of this current age and this world that we are currently in right now, which is the end of the rulership of the heathen, which you have Esau, Edom sitting at the head of it. All right, because we're living in the last days of the blessing of Esau, which, outside of, because Jacob and Esau was the only one whose blessing was promised to have the fatness and rulership of the earth. All right. And we're living at the time to where Esau is on his way out. And this is why you have, it says that Jacob's hand held the heel of Esau, which is symbolic of somebody bringing you down, somebody, somebody that's onto you, somebody that's, has that, that hand on that heel is like, they're going to trip you up. We're being a thorn in the side of this damn devil. And, the prophets and the men of the Lord are huge components of Esau being brought down, spiritually through the prophesying and the preaching. And then it's going to come full circle when Yahweh Shai comes and physically destroys Esau and take him out of rulership. All right. And this is the times that we're living in. And we know that Esau's end is going to go out in a very dramatic and a very doomful fashion via the nuclear missiles. All right. I say all this to say this because I was reading this article that says Doomsday Clock calls AI existential threat, disruptive technology to humankind. All right, which, is not really AI. That's the existential threat. It's the rulership of Esau, Edom. It's the plan of these elites, And what's going to bring an end to this whole thing is ultimately just Esau's judgment and the end of the end of this age, the end of his blessing, the end of his rulership, which is going to go out in a very dramatic and a very doomsday-like scenario via the nuclear missiles. All right. Artificial intelligence, is going to play a small role in what Esau is ultimately trying to do, but it's not going to save him and it's not going to deliver him from the judgment overall. But we know that the doomsday clock is basically Esau telling you that he knows that eventually his downfall is going to come. But he's going to try to fight it and try to upset prophecy and do all that he can. But like I said, as I was reading 2nd Ezra, it's going to be ended by the Most High and the Most High alone. Let me get that again. It says 2nd Ezra 6 and 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and 6. It says, Then did I consider these things, and they were all made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other. See, that's Yahweh, the Most High talking. He's letting Esau know, look, your end is going to come by me and me alone. All right. And we know it's going to come via nuclear annihilation. All right. And Esau is telling you that the doomsday clock and all this shit is getting close. We know that it's getting close as well, because prophecy is dictating the return of Yahweh Shai, which is ultimately the destruction of Esau Edom and his blessing and the subjugation of all you heathen nations round about. It says AI joins nuclear threat. See, the nuclear threat. That's really what the doomsday clock is really all about. They're counting down to when, nuclear annihilation is going to take place on this planet Earth. Now, they'll tell you, the whole Earth is going to be destroyed and these nuclear missiles are going to totally blow up the whole Earth, which is just not true. Scriptures tell you that the Earth divided forever. But we do know that Babylon the Great, a.k.a. America, will be totally nuclearly annihilated, and there will be the biggest desert on the planet Earth, where no man will pitch his tent, and no man will dwell here anymore, and that will be the great judgment upon Babylon the Great, America, and Esau Edom. You see, and this is the day that's vastly approaching, and that's why the doomsday clock is ticking down, because Esau knows in his spirit that he's going down. All right. And we know through prophecy that this day is drawing nigh. It says the infamous doomsday clock was updated on January 23rd by atomic scientists to reflect the planet's imminent danger. And see, it's not the planet's imminent danger; it's Esau's imminent danger. The rulership of Esau, Edom, and the heathen nations having the upper hand and the advantage over the 12 tribes of Israel. All right. It says set only 90 seconds from midnight, and the scriptures tell you that in 1 hour shall this place Babylon the Great be destroyed. And that's going to be the end of Esau, the end of his reign of terror, the end of his blessing and his rulership on this planet Earth. In 1 hour, so great riches is going to come to naught, man. And with that is artificial intelligence, his AI, his military, his blessing, the sword, and all these other things are all going to be totally subdued, when this great judgment befalls this damn devil. It says the clock is set based on existential risks to the planet and humankind, which include nuclear threats, climate change, and disruptive technology. See, and ultimately it's all about the nuclear threat. All right, these disruptive technologies, and there ain't no such thing as climate change. All these lies of the climate change and these disruptive technologies, these technologies that cause more harm than good, this Wi-Fi, all of Esau's so-called technology, it's not going to exist anymore in the kingdom of heaven. Everything is going to be made anew. We're going to have better and more advanced, technology once we're in the kingdom of our Lord, Yahweh Shai. Technology is going to be pure. It's going to be, it's not going to, be harmful. You're not going to have technology that's going to cause you to have cancer, or that's going to emit cancer or radiation or anything that's going to defile or hurt or disrupt, the frequency of the earth. It's not going to exist in the kingdom. See, all of Esau's technology and his wickedness is going to be totally nuclearly annihilated, man. All right. It says midnight on the clock represents an apocalyptic state. Therefore, the 90-second mark is deemed a moment of historic danger. Right. And what is it? The danger for Esau. You see, that's when the Lord's going to end his rulership and end this age as we know it via nuclear destruction. And what's going to rise out of that is the kingdom of our dear Lord, a righteous government that's going to stand forever. It says, today's bulletin, this is from the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists. Today, the Bulletin Science and Security Board once again set the doomsday clock at 90 seconds to midnight. Humanity continues to face an unprecedented level of danger. It says the Bulletin of the Atomic blah, blah, blah. It says it is clear that AI is a paradigmatic disruptive technology. Any physical threat posed by AI must be enabled by a link to devices that can change the state of the physical world. It mentions the corruption of information enabled by AI as a potentially important factor in preventing the world from dealing with other urgent threats, along with AI increasingly being used by the military and information operations. Because ultimately, they're just going to use AI to try to rewrite history, man. They're going to try to use AI to, rewrite history. They're even trying to use AI right now to change the Bible, to make the Bible be, a vegan-friendly Bible, a more inclusive, world-friendly Bible, a Bible to where, the God of the Bible is not choosing Jacob, over all of these other nations. They'll rewrite it however they seem fit. They'll rewrite history. They'll change everything, man. And I was just reading another article where they were saying in the future, they're going to start worshiping AI and chatbot GPTs as God, because, people can go and have a physical relationship with AI. They can go and ask AI's questions. AI can give them the meaning of life. AI can tell them, you can go to AI and ask AI, what's your purpose? And you can get an actual physical response, where the Most High, you can't just go directly to the Most High and talk to him and ask him questions and he'll respond. You see? The Lord deals with his prophets, the Lord speaks through his prophets, through signs in the sun, signs in the earth, signs in the sun and the moon and different things of that nature, and ultimately through his prophets. You see, but these people, they see that as out of date, as if that, that the Most High isn't real, because, they can't physically interact or physically see him. But they're going to use AI, man, to, like you had that AI Jesus shit where people was literally going to him and asking him questions, and chatbot was talking to them and giving them responses, and they could interact, and they could, refer to you by your name. They're going to have huge, robots and shit and statues that you can go to and interact and, worship it as a God. You see, these people don't really want anything to do with the God of the Bible anymore, because, they see it as outdated and archaic. But now through technology, they could, have a new sense of an interactive God that they can talk to, and they can ask questions, and, they can interact with, and they can get, their questions answers right then on the spot. They don't have to be spiritual. They don't have to be obedient to the law, statutes, and commandments that are written within the scriptures. You can be, you can have your own personal God, and, via AI, man. You see, and this is why AI is going to be annihilated right along with, the technology and this world as we know it. Watch, it shows you this here. It says, in August 2023, China became the first country to issue effective regulations for AI. No, where was it? There's something I read in here. Was it in here? Oh, no, that was in that other article I was reading. It was telling you how you're going to worship AI, how over there in China, they have a form of a Buddha that's linked to AI that, that's in a temple, that you can go into that temple and you can literally talk to it, and it'll interact, and you ask it questions, it'll give you answers. So people are going to start worshiping these things as a form of the Most High, you see? And this is why ultimately this place is going to be totally annihilated, man. You see? But the ultimate point is that, hey, the doomsday clock is getting closer, and these devils know that, apocalyptic situations are about to happen. But we know through prophecy that it's just the end and the fall of Esau, Edom, and his destruction is drawing nigh, So let me get this, and I'm going to close this out. This is Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 1, and it says prophecy against Mount Seir, which Mount Seir represents Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. You see, that's why I read that second Ezra, that Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And this doomsday clock being moved 90 seconds to zero, this is what, ultimately what is going to happen to this devil. Ezekiel 35th chapter tells you. This is why that doomsday scenario and the day of doom is going to be the end of this age and the end of Esau, because of, his wickedness. It says, moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. And say unto it, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. You see? And this is the judgment that's coming from Esau. This is why that doomsday clock is moving closer and closer to zero, to where he's going to be most desolate via, nuclear annihilation. It says, I will lay thy cities waste. And in Mount Seir today, the modern day Mount Seir is America. See? It says, I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And that's why I said, when the nukes fly, you got certain places on the earth that's going to be destroyed. But the main place that's going to be utterly desolate and utterly annihilated is going to be Babylon the Great, which is America, which is modern day Mount Seir. Why? Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee, you see? And this is the great judgment that's going to finally come upon Esau. You see? And this is going to come directly from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. It says, thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate and cut off from it him that passeth out and him that returneth. Right. This place, nobody's ever going to set foot on the soils of Babylon the Great, America again. It's going to be the Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0. It's going to go. That's why it's going out in that very same fashion. And it's never going to be inhabited or dwelt in again. And it's going to be a memorial, for all the nations to see. When you see it, you're going to remember the great judgment of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai upon the wicked, upon Esau. It says, and I will fill his mountain with his slain men in thy hills and in thy valleys, and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy city shall not return, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh. You see, and I don't mean he's going to destroy America, Babylon the Great, and then throw it in hell, and that's where it's going to be forever and ever and ever. No. Because it tells you that desert creatures are going to be there, the vulture and the cormorant. So how the hell are those living birds going to be in hell if he's going to cast Babylon into a physical hell in the middle of the earth? All right. That don't make no sense. All right. It's talking about Babylon the Great, America. It says, because thou hast said these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and I will possess it. Whereas Yahweh was there. It's talking about the Israelites, the northern and the southern kingdom. Where has he ultimately possessed us in these last days? Here in Babylon the Great. Here in America. All right. It says, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, the Lord power, I will even do according to thine anger and according to thy envy, which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them. And I will make myself known among them when I have judged thee. See, and that's why we know that it makes sense that doomsday clock is ticking closer and closer. And we're going to know exactly. And then you're going to learn exactly why you're being judged. The Lord's going to make it known unto you, which we're doing it now through the Spirit out there prophesying. But when it physically happens, hey, you're going to know, and it's going to be confirmed, man. It says, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, and that I have heard all thy blasphemies which thou hast spoken against the mountains of Israel, saying, they are laid desolate, they are giving us to consume. You see? So the big payback, man. You're not going to go unpunished. And the Lord sees all and knows all. He sees all the wickedness that you're doing. I just heard a video today of Noah Harari talking that big shit against the Most High. Talking all that God is fake news bullshit. And, you don't have any free will. And, God is just, the heaven and, the people going into heaven and you having salvation. These things don't exist. They're all fairy tales that man have made up. The Lord hears all that blasphemy, man. And the Lord's going to make him, you're going to know that the Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is when he, send back Yahweh Shai to put his foot up your ass. It says, thus with your mouth have ye boasted against me and have multiplied your words against me. I have heard them, you see. All the World Economic Forum, like I said, Klaus Schwab, Noah Harari, these scientists, their technology, artificial intelligence, their new world order, their plans to have immortality, their plan of microchipping, the elect of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, all of this bullshit. The Lord is hearing it, man. And he heard your words, man. And guess what? You're going to be condemned for each and every last one of them. It says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, when the whole earth rejoiceth, I will make thee desolate. As thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate, so will I do unto thee. Thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Idumea, which is the Greek way of saying Esau, Edom, even all of it. And they shall know that I am Yahweh. All right. And we can't wait until that day. All right. And that doomsday clock is a signifying of the end of your rulership. And that day of doom, which is going to fall upon you with great destruction and great power, man. And we're going to praise and honor and glory Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai in the chariots as we're being taken up, as we're seeing your destruction. And we're going to praise the Lord, man, for a job excellently done. All right. So I'm going to close it there. Didn't want to make this too long, but hey, it's getting closer and closer and we're almost out of here. And the great judgment of our, the great judgment of Esau is drawing nigh, and he's not going to escape out of it. All right. So with that, Lord willing, this was edifying. I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. To the next one, Shalom.